Hello. Hello, hello. I am Stuart. Anyways, we are um, just doing some stuff on Twitch, and then I'm recording a video real quick for YouTube's secondary channel, SB Studios. Um, I wanted to talk about the Minecraft movie. So I have an uncle who's in a home that doesn't get out a lot, so I needed to go take him. He's older than me, but he grew up loving Minecraft. So that was something he really wanted to see. He liked it, but I do not. um, it very much felt like I was the dad or uncle having to pull uh, the son or nephew along to go see their movie they wanted to see. Um, One second, I gotta send a message. BRB YouTube. Let's go ahead and start. All right, so why am I like not caring too much about Minecraft movie? That's what I was. It's like my mind went whoop. Where am I? So it kind of felt similar to. Actually, it didn't feel similar at all. I was gonna say it felt similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Um, so I'm a person who's pretty good about turning off your brain when you're going to see a movie just to kind of have fun. You're there just to kind of watch something, not worry much about something, and kind of just exist. Well, that did not exist here. It was very horrible. It felt like a stab. Um, so basically, I'm gonna try my best to avoid spoilers. I might slip up every now and again for small details, but for the most part, there isn't really anything to spoil because this I was gonna say game. I'm so used to saying game on my channels and live, but it didn't achieve anything. Like, cool, we have the world of Minecraft. It exists as a movie, and that's about it. Um, every time something were to happen, you can't feel it. So one of the biggest things that we just get punched in the face with is the siblings, which are like co-stars basically. Which I don't even think they're co-stars because while they're treated as the main characters for the story, Steve and Jason Momoa's character are more or less the front, like, actual personalities of the show. They're telling a story about siblings that just lost their mother. They're coming to this town to try to like start anew, kind of get on their feet, kind of reinvent themselves, and they run into this world, and it's just the only thing is there's like three things that matter about them. Um, is both of them really push home the fact that their mother is dead. Like, the mother is gone. Without mother here, here's this thing for mother. And then the sister's character is mostly worried about the younger brother, um, him being slightly different than most kids. Um, and that's kind of about her entire character, while the brother is just creative. He is your basic kid playing Minecraft, is basically what he is. That is their entire personality in this entire freaking movie. Um, And then like there's these side characters, like there's the I don't know actors, but there's the woman with the fro, and she's more with animals, and she's supposed to be kind of like a caretaker, or like someone to kind of help them settle in. Um, she's mostly animal. You know, that's kind of like her entire personality is if animal exists, she has something to say. Or she is the very like broad speaker to where it's just like this is what I think kind of person. And then you have the principal, which I guess is a big actor. I think I've seen her once or twice, but she's not something that I never followed a lot of stuff of hers. But it's the vice principal, and she's just going through a divorce, and that is her entire character. Is that she's in a divorce, and that men catch her attention. And then a villager gets out and becomes her new romance, and apparently that's like the best thing of the movie for me personally, is just watching that exist and just and then she's just talking. I know her from the Discover commercials, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what I know her from mostly. But and then just Jason Momoa and Jack Black are basically joke. I'm someone who felt like I was in a perpetual loop of life, so I broke it by going to Minecraft. Oh, I'm stuck it's like that person who peaked at high school. It's the person who peaked during his gamer days and retro gaming cabinet days, and he's stuck in that, and then he's got a failing business, and his entire character arc is let's try to get myself in a better state. That's it. So the rest of the movie is basically just, running around in here's this part of the world, here's how this thing works, how that thing works. Basically, it's just giving, if an adult were to look at this, I think this movie's entire purpose is to explain to the adult what a kid is trying to explain to them when they're talking about Minecraft. That is it. There is no story development, no sour notes. I don't even think there's character development. These people knew each other for maybe a few hours, and they're supposed to turn their entire personality around. They even had an when they're finishing up the movie, they have oh, well, this person moved on to do this, and it's this is a 2-3 hour, within the span of this movie, you're supposed to have this much character development. Okay, I believe you. Because night cycles are every 20 minutes, Steve says in the movie. So it's not been very long. And the fact that the woman with the principal with the villager basically says, "Oh, I only known you for a day, but you're the best thing in my life." It's just this entire movie within a day, and characters supposed to be "Oh yeah, I'm such a better person." That's not how. Unless these people are very accepting of advice, which most humans aren't. No. So it just felt very, very dumbed down, just so the kids can kind of oh, let me bird feed you this information about the world, these characters, and then the jokes, some of them were good, but for the most part getting gut stabbed. And then to avoid spoiling, there are two YouTube Minecrafters that are one is in the movie, one is referenced in the movie. Those were nice because I was there for the early parts of the, when mods were like big and amazing and, just, oh, I never seen this kind of thing before. Modding wasn't such a big thing until, things like Minecraft, Gmod, and stuff came out. So it was nice to see those get put in. Of course, Jack Black, I like some of his things, but like it is very obvious he brings in some Kung Fu Panda stuff in here. Like he makes it pretty obvious that this is his personality, is to be the super positive, explosive energy kind of person. Which, I love him for, but yet it's kind of what I feel for when it comes to The Rock. The Rock plays himself in every role. The Jack Black, if you've seen him play with Markiplier on Five Nights at Freddy's 4 with his son, he kind of, he plays up his role more on that one. So it feels like, Jack Black, trying to get my mind going. He's kind of a more normal guy, it seems, but, almost every role, he's more of the excitable energy one. Sorry, my hair's doing a thing. It's stabbing my eyes. Waiting for my next paycheck to get it cut. But it's just, I'm trying to run it up to kind of stop crapping on it. I see what it was trying to do. Hey, welcome to this world. Be creative. Do what you want. As long as you express yourself in a proper handled manner. No one should, hinder your imagination and creativity. But it's just over explanations, jokes that fall flat, or they stab you with the joke. Just, and then also it's just the visuals carry it for someone. But it's kind of like one of those things where it's just like, I cannot be mad because I think most of these game movies aren't to me as a fan anymore. I love the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Personally didn't care about what they were doing, but I love the little things of hey, if you're a big time, long time fan, you should remember this. You should understand this. This is kind of a little reference to what they do during, in the fandom. If you're in the fandom, you loved the little references. I didn't like them hanging with the animatronics, which, Scott has said they're just kids. So seeing that was nice. And it looks like Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is more horror. It looks like the toy animatronics are just murder bots. But, it's just that is more tethered to the fandom to enjoy it. But if you're not a part of the fandom, you didn't like that. I think Sonic is a perfect balance. Mario, it's a nostalgic trip, but it felt a little underwhelming for a story. Just throw man in. Man understands the world. Man is a contributor to the end, but for the most part, they let Peach kind of be a strong part of that film too. And then they end it with the brothers being, what solves it. But I think my biggest thing is just this one was mostly tailored to kids with a little bit of a very, very minuscule fandom. I mean, of course I'm also not deep in the fandom, so I couldn't appreciate if there was any like deep references here. or any like things like Five Nights at Freddy's, where if you were a longtime fan, you would understand this little reference or this little stylized thing. But for the most part, you know, it felt like it was mostly kid like glitter farts that had small things to make fans happy, and then it oversimplified it. Like, my biggest thing that I hated was, of course, I'm happy that it's over. It like for once going to the theater, the entire like everything was packed. I had barely any seating to pick from. Even the front row was full. That's how like amazing it got with the numbers. But the thing that I really didn't like about this movie is that everyone is doing this. That Jack Black, says a single thing, and they meme every single line he's ever said. Release, Flint and Steel, Ender Pearl. You know, just saying what it is. You know, it's nice for the kids, but even adults are taking it a little far here. And that was like the entire audience is just, they kept repeating those lines until he said it, and they said it along with him, and just all of them clapped. It's like Flint and Steel all together simultaneously. They jinxed one another. But yeah, it's just that was annoying. And then it's just like, I think there was like one or two songs. Actually no, I only liked one. One was funny in the beginning, but it got annoying very quickly. That's another thing. I wasn't going for a musical, but so basically, simplified movie, jokes that were pushed too hard, and then like celebrity, like, hey, Jason Momoa and Jack Black are here. Same thing with that, like the Chris Pratt. Like I was alright with him playing Mario, but it feels annoying to see these people anymore, man. Just, hey, Tom Holland's playing this character. I don't care, dude. You know, I'm happy that, you know, if they play the role properly, I'm happy. But if you're just throwing this person just to kind of get an audience, I'm not going anymore. I hated Jack Black as Bowser. Because he just didn't feel like a Bowser for some reason. It just felt like he was the over romantical, sappy guy that wants to be a warlord for love, which I guess that explains the games, but it's kind of dumb. And it's just, I guess that means if I think he's dumb and that's how the character is supposed to be portrayed, then I guess I don't care for Bowser. But it's just, you know, same thing with like how The Rock is for me. Just because The Rock is cool, and I'm not no WWE fan, so I didn't care for him in wrestling or anything. But it's just, else than a few action films like Fast and the Furious or Race to Witch Mountain, I don't care about him in Black Adam or Jumanji. For the most part, I think he ruins those rules. And same thing with, like, you know, what's it? I'm trying to remember the comedian that goes with him almost every single time. I only care for a few of his things, but anyways, you should know who I'm talking about. It's just, I'm so done with the overplayed people, and just, there is no entertainment here, folks. That is what I'm saying. No entertainment. Anyways, else than that, I had a good day. It was nice seeing people. It's good to see that joy was brought through this movie. I'm happy for you if you liked it, but it sucked for me personally. My opinion. My opinion might be trash, but it is an opinion. All right, well, we people on YouTube, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.